Morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Sylvester, and I'm extremely delighted to take you through this online session on the lesson The Return. But before we start, I'd like to give you a few instructions that you should strictly follow. As you know, the success of any online session relies on the accountability of the learner. So make sure you're quite serious with your lessons and complete your tasks or assignments on time throughout the entire process of online sessions. Secondly, you should note before you start the lesson, you have all the required resources handy, like your writing materials, your copybook, and your textbook. Another notable point is that make sure that you do all the assigned tasks or assignments which you are asked to do either throughout the whole session, in the midst of the session, or towards the end. When you're asked to pause the video, kindly pause it, do the task so that your productive skills are equally developed along with the receptive skills. So ensure that you do all the tasks on time. Now we will start with the lesson, The Return. This lesson is from Unit 5, Journeys for Transformation. Now, as you proceed, you can see the objectives that we need to develop through this lesson. Today, students, we are going to start our session with a scaffolding task. This is to assess your understanding based on the first read, and from the yesterday we were looking at the closer look at the summary and analyzing the text in detail. Now to make sure that you have understood the central idea of the text, you are able to analyze in detail its development over the course of the text, including how it emerges and how it has shaped and refined by specific details. You are asked to do this assessment on Pearson account. So you need to log into your Pearson account and you can do this assessment online. This will also help you to analyze a particular point of view or cultural experience that is reflected in the work of the literature text that you have read The Return. So I once again request you to log into your Pearson account and do the assessment online before you resume the video. Now you may look at paragraphs 14 to 17 and let's have a closer understanding of this part of the text. Kamai thinks about how his life might begin anew here. He's imagining how he will go to work in Nairobi. He and his wife will have a child, a son. But he also wonders if people he meets will ask him questions. He decides not to tell them about all of the ugliness, the beatings, forced labor, and humiliation. Look at the phrase here. I would like you to have a closer analysis of this sentence here. He had suffered many humiliations and he had not resisted. Was there any need? But his soul and all the vigor of his mankind had rebelled and burned with rage and bitterness. So you can see, and from this here you can have a look at how he's worried whether when he wants to settle with his family and have a better life with his wife and a child, he's thinking whether the people would ask him questions, and he doesn't want to disclose the humiliation that he had undergone. He wants to have a new life, a new beginning. But let's see what the future is going to bring him. Now you may read paragraphs 18 to 26. This is the most crucial, touching part of the story, I should say. Because for a man who was longing to reach his place of birth, and a person who was longing to be with his loved ones, it's a shock for him to realize changes in the lives of people whom he loved the most. As this part progresses, you understand that Kamoy feels sure that no one would ever mock in his manhood again. Entering the new village, Kamoy meets new faces. He finds his home. He finds his home. When he sees his father, he notices that he has aged. Kamoy's father doesn't seem to recognize his son at first. It's as if he can't believe his eyes. But fear is also in his father's eyes. Kamo's mother and brothers greet him, and his mother hugs him and cries. His father's words help him understand the way people have been greeting him. Here it's revealed that a man named Karanja had told everyone that Kamo was dead. And this explains why his father and the woman at the river reacted the way they did. But Kamo is puzzled. Karanja was never in the same detention camp. He puts this aside for the moment. Now look at paragraphs 27 to 29. Underline the key sentences in paragraph 28 as shown in the slide. And let's have a closer understanding of paragraphs 27 to 29. Here you see that Mutoni has left Kamo. His wife had left him. And Kamo's mother says that Mutoni was a good daughter to them. She had waited patiently for Kamo. But Karanja came and told the family that Kamo was dead. The family believed him. Mutoni cried for a month. Karanja then became a constant visitor. And in the end, the family didn't have the money or food to support Mutoni. Read the remaining part of the text, the return, and underline the key phrases as you see on the slide. Here you see the end of Kamoi, the end of a totally different future he had looked for. An emotional end, of Kamoi. All through his life, his prime life, he had spent in the detention camp. Now when he was free from the detention camp, and when he comes with all hope to meet his family and to be in the village where he was born and to start a new life with his wife and son, see what fate has brought to him. Kamo feels betrayed by everyone. Karanja, he remembers, had always been his rival. He feels bitterness against all the people, even his parents. Unable to speak, he hurries away from his home, only stopping when he reaches the Huria river. Feeling hurt, Kamoy stands in the moonlight. When he tries to remove his coat, he drops the small bundle that he had been holding onto so tightly. It rolls into the river and is taken away in the fast current. Kamo is shocked at first. The bundle had contained things that reminded him of his wife. But then he remembers that Mutoni is gone. See students, the author has been very successful in portraying the feelings and emotions of a person. And this is clearly and vividly described through the text. I'd ask you once again to read the entire text, the written from paragraph 1 to 33, And in case if you have any doubts or require further clarification, please do not hesitate to contact your teachers through Horizon Communicate, and definitely they'd be more than glad to give you more clarifications based on this. Dear students, once again I'd like to remind you to log into your Pearson account to do the assigned task on time and submit all the assessments through Horizon Communicate or through the desired media which has been mentioned to you in the assessments. And you should also give your suggestions and positive feedback to your friends' work. And do not hesitate to contact your teacher if you need any support or you need any clarifications or you have any doubts. Please do contact your teacher through Horizon Communicate. So thank you students. It was wonderful being with you today. Have a nice day.